Hi gang, Rob here. It is the afternoon of 5 November 2018, Election Eve in the United States of America. A pretty interesting night, a pretty significant night for my hometown, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I am sitting right now in Schoaf Park on the northeast side of Fort Wayne. I'm less than 2 miles from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, and it's just about 5 o'clock Eastern time, a little over an hour from the appearance of President Donald Trump, who will give a campaign speech for Senate candidate Mike Braun and 3rd District Congressional Representative Jim Banks, who's also running for re-election. Pretty significant, I think, that the night before the election, the president's in Indiana for a stump speech, a campaign event. Indiana was the primary victory that put President Trump over the top with delegates to gain the Republican nomination in 2016. Then he selected our governor, Mike Pence, as his running mate, and we have a pivotal Senate seat in this year's election. The incumbent Democrat Joe Donnelly being challenged in a hotly contested battle by Mike Braun, businessman from the southern part of the state. It's very interesting, I think. You wouldn't know it from where I'm sitting, but just a couple miles from here is absolute pandemonium. President Trump is right now expected to take the stage at about 6:05. Just about now, the preliminary speakers are starting. Now, our War Memorial Coliseum is a 50-year-old venue that about 20 years ago was expanded in capacity. Our main arena for non-sports events holds just a little over 15,000 people. That is filled to capacity. Doors were scheduled to open, I think, at 3 o'clock. They opened about 2 because there were so many people in the parking lot. The parking lot is filled to capacity. All parking lots within a half a mile of the Coliseum are filled to capacity. Motels, retail store parking lots, you name it. There are over 15,000 people in the arena and another 7,000 to 10,000, according to local radio, in the parking lot with Jumbotron and concert level audio hooked up. It's like a huge college football tailgate party in the parking lot. Somewhere between, right around 25,000 people are in attendance to see and hear President Trump this evening. Pretty remarkable. I sent a text because they were not taking call-ins today on our local afternoon radio talk show on News Talk 1190 WOWO. They did confirm for me my question. This is the largest number of people gathered at the Memorial Coliseum ever in history for any event of any kind. Very interesting, I think. Now, granted, this is definitely Trump country, but the pop culture status, at least in flyover country, of this president is unmatched in American history. Now, if you live elsewhere, if you live, in the Great Lakes population centers or the coastal population centers, you might not understand what the heck I'm talking about, but trust me, in the Midwest, our president, Donald Trump, he holds a status beyond rock star status. Pretty amazing when you consider about 92–93% of media coverage of his presidency has been negative. If you are a viewer, a consumer of mainstream media, you're being lied to about what's really going on in this country. with regard to the relationship between the American populace and its president, Donald J. Trump. I am not in attendance, and the reason I'm not is because I didn't want to take an entire day off work to wait in line only to find out that I was going to have to watch the president on TV, which I can do from the comfort of my own home. But guys, it is absolutely crazy around that Coliseum. Those of you who don't share my political point of view, that's okay. Those of you who do, just understand we are in a pivotal situation with regard to the relationship between our national legislature and our president. In order for what we believe to be the greatest economic recovery, fastest, most robust in history to continue for the next 2 years, we need to elect a Congress and a Senate that will force through the president's agenda. And it is both the Senate and especially the House right now hang on razor thin margins by all credible polling data. So for those of you who are conservatives, for those of you who are populist supporters of the president, he needs his 535 guys. He needs a majority of them in both houses in order to continue what he terms an economic miracle. Certainly it is not disputable that America right now has the strongest economy on the planet, and that was not true 2 years ago. It is now. If we believe our president and his policies are the cause for that, time to show up and support him. Take that hour and a half, 2 hours out of your day tomorrow. Go to your local polling place. Cast those votes. That's all for this one. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.